One of the biggest questions is, how do you engage people? How do you make it engaging when you have an online meeting? It's too easy to turn off that camera, kind of sit back in your underwear at home with a nice martini glass in your hand and just kind of behave in the same way as people do on conference calls. You need engagement from the people, or else why would you even have a meeting? Why would you even have a session in the first place? So here are my 3 top tips to make your online collaboration, co-creation and communication a lot more engaging. First, one of the easiest ways to make sure that your session is engaging is by, well, engaging people. If you have a clear objective and an agenda beforehand for, let's say, your webinar or your meeting, send that to people beforehand. Maybe you drop them a couple of lines before that. Maybe you hop on a quick call with them individually to find out a bit more. But once you start engaging people earlier on, there's a bigger chance they will be engaging in your session once they log on. And even during your session, can you ask questions? A lot of software out there, you can put little questions on the page. You can have little polls and things that come up. Give people some time to write a couple of things down and then share that back. Like, the more you engage them, the more they will likely to engage with you and with your session. Second, another simple way to engage people is to stop looking at yourself and look into the lens. I can understand that maybe for you this is a little bit weird if you're not used to it. I create videos all the time, so I'm used to, I just stand here by myself looking into this big gaping dark hole we call a lens. But if you're not used to that, it might be a little bit weird. But if you look at it from the flip side, you want to engage people in your session. Well, if you had people in a room around you, would you not look at them when you're talking to them? Well, this is the same. By looking at myself, I'm not looking into the lens, and it just looks a bit weird. Make sure you keep looking in the lens whenever you can. I'm sure you've got some papers around you, maybe some other things, but when you can, when you talk to people, rather than looking at yourself, look into the lens. People will see it as you looking at them. You're showing your beautiful eyes. And give it a bit of a smile as well. If you're looking into the lens, smile at people. They're looking at the screen, you know, they're looking at you when you talk. So by looking at them, you're just engaging them, you know, you're basically giving them a bit of a feeling like you are there with them, which will make your session infinitely more engaging. Third, and play with your environment. You can use your environment to engage people, to invite them to your space. Think about a space that works for you, that's not too busy, not too distracting in the back. Gives people a feeling of, you know, something that like you're in my living room, basically. I'm a little bit further away from the camera, whether you're using a webcam or your phone or something else, doesn't really matter. If you can move a little bit further away without compromising the audio too much, I have a microphone here. Maybe you can buy a little headset, maybe something like that. Maybe you can use your earphones with the microphone there. But if you have a bit more distance between you and the camera, you can move around. You can show things, right? If you don't have a whiteboard, you could draw stuff on a whiteboard, but even if you don't have a whiteboard, I can hold up things here, I can hold up questions, I can show a graph, or I can illustrate some of the things that I do. Is there something that I can print out and hold over here? By having a bit of distance, you're creating some space around you so you can move, you can show things. And I think just by the movement and by your excitement as maybe you're brainstorming something, or maybe you sharing back customer feedback or whatever it is, you can show a lot of that energy and that engagement by just moving around a bit more. You can't do that when your face is like that. It's a bit awkward. Yeah, it's as awkward for me as it is to you. Now imagine I do this and I look at myself. That will make it even weirder. So when you can create a bit of a distance between yourself and the camera, you can move around and you can show things like that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell next to it if you like what we do over here. When I say we, I'm talking about myself and 2 cats. Yeah.